I assume she had a problem. She filed a complaint with the proper authorities or something 5 years ago. So I really don't know much about it.
He has some fucking nerve talking about stuff.
They should have filed a complaint with the proper authorities.
Dr. Phil, these kids had no phone, no access to anyone except via letter. He gotta be out of his goddamn mind right now, right? This is a joke. There is no contacting anyone. These kids are essentially isolated in the middle of nowhere, being abused by adults that don't give a shit about their job. They're probably underpaid and overworked. And you talking about some...
Oh, they should have contacted the proper authorities.
Shut up! Shut up! Everybody, I am the Mademoiselle and this is my channel, and today we are going to be reacting to Bhad Bhabie's recent video in response to Dr. Phil. Now, I was supposed to make an initial video in regards to her first video addressing Dr. Phil and Turnabout Ranch. However, I waited way too long to drop the reaction, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to wait to see what she says in response to his response, because his response was absolutely ridiculous. And of course, I waited long enough and she did drop a response on her channel. Now, as you guys can imagine, I do believe his response was bullshit. I already seen his response, but I wanted to see exactly what she would say about it. Now, if you guys don't know what's going on, you guys should definitely look into it. I'm going to drop her initial video down below, and I'm going to give a quick little synopsis of what I think about everything. Okay, so in regard to people sending their kids away in order to fix them, I just don't agree with it, only because I've grown up with so many horrible children, okay? Kids that were misbehaved, kids that were in prostitution, selling drugs, all types of shit. I've had parents in my life that I know of send their kids to Haiti, send their kids to Africa, send their kids to everywhere, okay? The only thing I've seen kids actually benefit from was probably military school, honestly. But other than that, these little like reform schools or whatever just never worked out from what I've seen. Now, if you haven't watched Bhad Bhabie's video, you guys really need to go watch it. She alleged a lot of very serious things. She said that she suffered a lot of abuse, and essentially she went in there and came out way worse than what she came in as. And a lot of kids in there suffered really badly. We're talking about sleep deprivation. We're talking about kidnapping kids when they didn't even know where they were going. A lot of kids that ended up there didn't even know they were going to the ranch. We're talking about people dying, okay? Murder at these ranches, trauma, legitimate trauma. And honestly, there's so much more. I saw a lot of people trying to say that a lot of what she was saying wasn't true and they didn't believe her. And I feel like a lot of this has to do with her reputation. And I'm just gonna have to say this right now, right? I feel like a lot of people don't like her because of all of her past and how much of a bad past she's had as being a troubled child. But I feel like you need to understand that just because someone has a bad reputation, just because someone does shitty things, doesn't negate the fact that bad things can still happen to them and that they may be telling the truth about shitty things and shitty people, right? First of all, Dr. Phil does not have a good track record. Let's just put that out there. He does not have a good track record in regards to being honest, being truthful, and having the best intention for his guests on the show. Whatever she may or may not have done that you may or may not like does not negate the fact that she may or may not have been abused. I'm gonna just say this right now, and that goes for everyone across the board. Just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean they're necessarily lying about what may or may not have happened to them. Okay, we need to get this out of our head that just because we don't like somebody, that means that, oh, they're lying about this, that, and the third. I never really hated the girl. I actually really like her. Even though she's extremely problematic, I like her. And honestly, she's super young. So for the most part, I don't try to drag her too much. I feel like I've made a couple videos about her here and there, but I don't hate the girl. I feel like she really has a lot of growing up to do, and I feel like she's extremely ignorant. But I'm not gonna say that she's lying about something like this. And I honestly am extremely proud of her for using her platform for good. In regards to people saying that Dr. Phil is not responsible for any of this and any of the abuse that may have happened to her or anyone else, honestly, that's absolute bullshit, because as a professional and as someone that's supposed to be trying to help these kids, it makes absolutely no sense how he has not done any research on this ranch. This is not just her. There are a ton of people that have come out and made lots of allegations against this ranch, and it's not even just people making videos, people just saying shit. There's numerous lawsuits. I'm talking about legitimate lawsuits where people have won, okay, settlements, okay. They have been proven to be doing a lot of inappropriate things to children. Therefore, I have no idea why he thinks it's okay to continuously send children to this ranch. So with that being said, I'm going to leave a lot of resources and shit down below. Of course, before we get into the reaction, make sure you guys smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, smash every button you know that can help a sister out, and make sure you join the Mafia Discord. Everything you need, as well as all the shit that you guys love to ask me down in the comment section down below, will be down in the description box. So let's get straight into the reaction.
So since I made my Breaking Color Silence video, I have gotten hundreds and thousands of emails and DMs and all type of stuff of multiple kids wanting to give me their stories. It just shows me, like, you know, I'm not the only one that went through these kind of things. It feels good to be able to relate. I just want to keep conversation about it going. I want more and more people to hear about it. I want word of mouth to travel so that everyone who has dealt with this or knows about this or knows someone or anything like that will continue to reach out, so we have more and more stories.
Again, I'm really happy that she's really doing something with her platform, with her brand, to try to help people that have went through what she went through. What's very interesting is in the other video, she did not mention anything that she initially went through in terms of abuse. Like, she mentioned some things, but she didn't go in detail. I wonder if she's gonna go in detail in this one or in another video. I mean, she doesn't necessarily have to. Just the things that she mentioned was enough, along with the other people just on YouTube that talked about what they went through at that ranch. But it's just really good that she's speaking out about this, because this is just absolutely ridiculous. I have no idea how, like, places like this still exist, but
Dr. Phil was questioned in an interview about the video, and he responded.
So Phil, I'm reading the New York Post this weekend. I open up this story about a teen rapper named Bhad Bhabie.
Bhad Bhabie.
So first of all, she goes on there calling me by the wrong name. Bitch, your kids probably listen to me. Your kids probably know who I am. Your husband probably knows who I am.
Your husband probably knows who I am. No, for real. Like, my thing is, as a journalist, as anyone that's on motherfucking TV, you should always know who you are talking about, okay? You should always know who you are talking about and how to pronounce their name properly. You should always do your research. I don't know if she was trying to be funny. I have no idea if she just hopped on there, just got that information. But in no way, shape, or form should any journalist hop on television or any type of platform, okay, in a professional manner, saying anyone's name wrong, okay? Like, that's just ridiculously unprofessional. Like, sis, come on now. You know her name is Bhad Bhabie, bitch. Like,
again, Danielle has brought steam to somebody's talk show. What you do? Hasn't done it before. Anyways,
her mom brought her on the show to say I can't handle her anymore. So here's that moment off the show.
And all these hoes laughing like so funny.
Did you say the hoes are laughing?
Yeah. Why would this be the only clip you show of me? Why don't you show me being nominated for a Billboard award? Why don't you show me having multiple gold and platinum plaques? Why don't you show me being youngest female rapper to hit Billboard? Why don't you show stuff like that?
So the audience are a bunch of hoes.
Yeah. Catch me outside. How about that? You know the shit I was hearing in the crowd? So for you to tell me I can't say something back to people who are saying something to me? Second of all, the fucking lady who runs the show said to me, oh, when you get up there, do whatever you feel like will make a good show. Kick, scream, punch.
What else is there but some tough love?
Tough love at a fucking ranch? To me, I think tough love is like telling your kid no when they want something because you know it's better for them, even if you know they really want it. Or not letting them do something that may be bad for them, even though you know that they want to do it. Or telling them about themselves. That's tough love. Malnourishing, humiliating, screaming at, sleep depriving. That's not fucking tough love.
Ooh, child. This is a lot. Honestly, this is too much. First of all, I I honestly believe that reality television, they do tell you to act a certain way, and then they edit and chop things up to be another way, and then all of a sudden you look some type of way and then you're blamed for it. This is something that happens all the time. I'm sure you guys pay attention to it. There's a lot of times where reality show people come out and they're like, oh, you know, I didn't act this way, I didn't say it like that, that's not how it was, this is taken out of context, they made me do it, they made me say it. This is very common practice. I'm very sure they did tell her to yell, kick, scream, and do all of this extra shit to make good television, especially because, you know, Dr. Phil, like, come on now, like, that show be having the most outrageous guests that be doing the most outrageous things and saying the most outrageous things. And that literally was one of the most popular shows ever. I mean, she didn't sit there, yell, punch, kick, and scream, but she did have a horrible attitude on that show. And that whole Catch Me Outside, how about that, is what made her famous. Just that quote, like, we still say Catch Me Outside, like, let's be real, like, even I still say it, like, you know, and essentially it's what helped propel her career. But she does have a point. Why is it that they didn't highlight any of the good things she's done after the show? You guys have to admit, even though she did make a whole career off of being ignorant, she did accomplish a lot of things. And let's also be real, if she was a little black girl, she definitely would not have gotten that far. Let's also not forget that. I wouldn't be me if I didn't bring that up, okay? Because if she was a little black girl, she would not have gotten that much notoriety. But she did accomplish a lot of things, and she has inspired a lot of little girls, okay? Like it or not, she has. And I feel like they really did try to make her, you know, paint her as a bad person, paint her as a little bad, disgruntled child that's just trying to call out Dr. Phil and tell Dr. Phil to, you know, catch her outside. How about that? Off of some malice. But to be quite honest, I don't think that's what it is. You know, they're trying to paint this as, you know, she had some tough love at the ranch. You know, you were trying to help her. Isn't that what it is? And as she said, you know, that's not tough love. There's a difference between tough love and legitimate abuse. And I feel like a lot of parents forget that. Why do parents forget what it's like to be a child? Like, I don't understand. I feel like a lot of older people, especially like as we get older, we start to forget what it was like to be a kid. And I don't know. Even I feel like sometimes I kind of forget sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, these kids are 10 times worse than what they used to be. Or, you know, like, I feel like definitely things have changed. You know, I feel like kids' mentality has changed. But it's like kids are not that much more different, right? I feel like kids are not like worse in a sense as people try to make it seem. I feel like at the end of the day, kids treat you and kids treat themselves and kids portray the world in the light that you give them, right? And in this essence, if you're going to treat a kid with respect, they're most likely going to respect you. And a lot of times I feel like a lot of people go wrong when they sit there and they disrespect children. And I know a lot of people are going to sit there like, oh, well, there's a lot of kids. No. I've seen a lot of shit, and I'm going to get into that a little later. I've seen a lot of shit. I've seen a lot of people treat their kids in some very disrespectful manners, and they'll still sit up there and be like, oh, I ain't do nothing to the kid. It's like, seriously? And then you wonder why your kid act like this 10, 20 years later. That's why your kid fucking acts like that. I saw what you did to the kid when they were 3, and they're like, oh, well, they don't remember that. Guess the fuck they do. You know, like, you can't be sitting there treating your kid a certain way and then calling it tough love when that's actual abuse. Beating your kid, verbally abusing your child, depriving them of a human basic right is not tough love. That is legitimate abuse, okay? There's a huge difference.
That she was recommended to go was abusive to her, wouldn't let her sleep.
That's all I said was that they wouldn't let me sleep. That's the only accusation. I just said, oh yeah, they wouldn't let me sleep. I seen a kid get held down for trying to leave, taken there against my will. It's basically like kidnapping. They strip you from your whole personality. One of the kids, he had tried to steal a car or something. Everyone was screaming on the walkies like it was really crazy, and he ended up killing one of the staff members. And she sets up a question like, oh, this is gonna be funny, like it's a funny matter of him sending children, minors, to a fucking facility where they're getting abused.
She went to Turnabout 4 or 5 years ago, and she had a bad experience. You know, obviously I would hate that. We'd be sorry about that.
This ranch is still listed on your website after a lawsuit about a murder, a lawsuit about sexual abuse.
We're not involved in that. We don't have any feedback from them. So whatever happens once they're there, that's between them and the facility.
He just said he's not involved in any treatment facility I go to. Are you fucking nuts? Are you actually fucking nuts? I'm really trying to keep my composure, but these two are really not making it easy. My mother signed a consent of release of information to send progress reports directly from Turnabout to the Dr. Phil show. So when you say you don't have any fucking feedback from them, that is not true.
I Dr. Phil, come on, bro. This is... I don't understand how the fuck he could sit here and say he has nothing to do with that when you fucking sending these kids to these places. You most likely have some sort of contract with them. That's usually how these things work. I'm sure it's one of those things where it's like, okay, well, we have guests and they act a certain way. You can treat them, or you can hold them, or you can, you know, fix them in a way. We'll send them there. You give us a cut, whatever. It's usually that type of contract. So I'm very sure you have very much to do with it, sir, or you wouldn't send them there. Like, let's not be stupid.
You should be getting feedback about these places before you're just sending multiple people's fucking kids here. You're just trying to save your ass. That's all you're trying to do is save your ass. But there's too many stories and there's too many people behind this that you can't save your ass anymore.
I assume she had a problem. She filed a complaint with the proper authorities or something 5 years ago. So I really don't know much about it.
You're also saying that when I was 13, I should have known how to file a complaint about a program. The only thing that made me comfortable was Hannah speaking out, so I'm going to talk about it now. Someone needs to have...
I'm sorry. He has some fucking nerve to talk about stuff.
They should have filed a complaint with the proper authority.
Dr. Phil. Dr. motherfucking Phil. These kids had no phone, no access to anyone except via letter. What motherfucking authorities is niggas gonna motherfucking contact? He gotta be out of his goddamn mind right now, right? This is a joke. No, there is no contacting authorities. There is no contacting anyone. These kids are essentially isolated in the middle of nowhere, being abused by adults that don't give a shit about their job. They're probably underpaid and overworked. And you talk about some...
Oh, they should have contacted the proper authority.
Shut up! Shut up! Oh my God.
back. That's all it was.
I don't ask myself why you're the way you are. I ask myself why not, because if you look at their upbringing, and I'm not talking about this story, it was 5 years ago. I don't remember too much about it. But
yes, you do.
You don't remember nothing about the story? All my clips total on your YouTube channel got 160 million views.
You remember that damn story.
And that doesn't even include how much you made on the show itself or the reruns.
Right.
So between syndication, YouTube views, and the show views, he's making hundreds of millions of dollars. In every interview you do, they ask about me, and you give detailed answers.
How did this catch me outside girl? How did this happen?
You keep in contact with her, and what do you think about everything that she's done since then?
She has a catchphrase that has gone viral.
Your show made Danielle Bergoli, aka Cast Me Outside. Do you regret putting her on TV?
So you admit that I was like this because of stuff I've been through as a kid, but then I go on your show to get help and you make my life worse? So I've definitely gotten through those years with no fucking help from you. All you did was add more trauma to my life. I've got, like I said, multiple plaques, multiple millions and billions of views, billions of streams.
That's right.
Millions of dollars.
That's right.
And I turned out just fucking great.
That's right.
It's such a great ranch, right?
Turnabout Ranch, which is a very serious, responsible place for kids to go.
Torture, murder, almost 2 murders, sexual assault. You don't watch the fucking news. Stop acting like you don't watch the fucking news. Everybody with a fucking television watches the fucking news. Stop.
This is the thing, right? I personally don't understand Dr. Phil sending people here with all of these ridiculous ass allegations and lawsuits, okay? These are not even allegations at this point. These are legitimate lawsuits that have been won, too. A lot of these are legitimate lawsuits that have been won. I hate to be an asshole here, but the parents that are literally signing off to these kids being sent there, why are they not looking up these places, right? Now, I understand a lot of these parents are at their last ropes with these kids. You know, they're at their last end. They're like, you know, these kids are so horrible. I'm so tired. I just want to get it over with. I completely get it. But at the same time, if I'm going to send my kid away to not be near me for such a long period of time, I would hope and I would assume that I would like do my due diligence and ask, where are they going? What is their track record? What is their success record? You know, what type of conditions are they under? And even if they do lie to me and give me some like lily lying ass type of motherfucking pamphlet, I would at least assume that I would be like, okay, let me Google it. And the thing is, it's not like you have to dig for any of this information, y'all. Y'all can literally look up Turnabout Ranch, and the amount of shit that pops up is insane. Now if you look it up now, it's gonna be a lot of newer shit, but even before that, like the amount of shit and the amount of videos done about this was ridiculous, like just astronomically scary. So I don't understand why none of these parents did their due diligence, which I mean, I guess to their credit, a lot of them were just tired and really trying to help their kids. But I would just hope and assume, and for future reference for any parent out there that's like looking to send their kid away in hopes of fixing them, please do your due diligence and actually research where you're trying to send your kids away to, because a lot of these places don't seem to be doing that much good for these kids at all. It looks like a lot of these kids usually end up coming out 10 times worse what they came in as. I'm just saying.
I try to be an emotional compass and point parents in a direction.
What fucking direction is that? Sexual abuse, murders, and fucking torture? That's the direction? Oh, that's phenomenal. Start your to-do list, parents. Have your kid watch somebody get murdered, have them get sexually assaulted, and have them get tortured. They'll come out great.
When you have a child like that who is incorrigible, I mean, I just watched that behavior and I thought, wow.
If you're sending multiple kids to facilities, you need to know what is going on there. Do you really not know what's going on
that
here?
lady can shut
Talking
up.
about it still on their website. For you to be so hands-off about something, when people look up to you for advice, people go to you for advice, people email your show to get on it for help, for you to send their kids to these places, for you to be so, oh, well, I don't know. That's ridiculous. When I started this video, I really wanted to keep stuff like really serious, but seeing how much of a dumb bitch both of these people are, it's so hard not get angry. Like, how could you be so ignorant and so unaccepting of your wrongs? He really acts like a child. Like, come on.
No, seriously.
Y'all can find everything that I've been talking about.
Embarrassing.
If you don't believe it from me, you can find it on the internet. People are really talking about this stuff. And like I said, you gotta look at it like someone's coming to you saying something, you don't believe it, but then you got 10 other people who don't even know each other telling the same story. I'm not done with you, Philip. That was not a fucking apology. You think it's funny and you think it's what you do for a living to make people go against each other and make people look dumb on the internet and lie about people on the internet and edit stuff and make people seem like they're not who they are? Oh, I've got something coming for you. Not so funny when the tables are turned, is it?
Damn. Woo, child. She said, I'm not done with you, Philip. Catch me outside. How about that? Okay. Listen, I'm not mad at her. I am not mad at it. This was a very good video. I understand that she could have, I guess, been a little less whatever about it, but to be quite honest, she's angry and rightfully so. Dr. Phil BS that entire interview. He's full of shit, acting like he don't know her. Interviewer sitting here saying her name wrong. Interviewer sitting here saying, you know, she was acting a certain type of way. Completely ignored most of what she said in her original video. And of course, did not issue the apology that she asked for in the initial video. Therefore, this all could have been avoided with just a simple acknowledgement, accountability, and of course, an apology. The 3 A's: acknowledgement, accountability, and an apology. The world would be a lot better if people would just fucking do that. But of course, you can't apologize for something you don't think you did. You can't apologize for something that you're not sorry for. So clearly, this is gonna get 10 times worse. This is probably gonna be a back and forth for a really, really long time. And I'm here for it. Honestly, Dr. Phil is a piece of shit. I feel like his show should definitely be boycotted. As much as I love the show and I feel like the guests make really good content, to be honest, I just can't support people that sit here and put kids in harm's way on a regular basis. I knew nothing about Dr. Phil avidly sending kids to these types of ranches. I just thought that like it was a thing where parents would just send their kids there. I didn't know Dr. Phil or any other show or network or whatever had hands in bringing kids to these places whatsoever. But now that I know this information, I'm most likely never gonna watch a Dr. Phil show like ever again, because that just really irritated the hell out of me. That's not okay. It's socially irresponsible to be out here sending kids to places where you don't know what may or may not be happening behind closed doors. It's absolutely disrespectful for them to try to demean what she or anyone else has went through there. And to be quite honest with you, I personally don't know what's going on, but I feel like it sounds like he's trying to deflect. Like he might have some type of like relationship or friendship with someone in there. Like, you know, like maybe the director, the CEO, something, because he's just way too calm about that situation. For someone who has a career that involves dragging people and telling people about themselves, he is way too calm about alleged sexual abuse of children, okay? Alleged any type of abuse of children. It don't make no goddamn sense. He is way too calm about it. I don't know if he's just trying to save his ass. I don't know if it's just one of those, you know, PR situations. But if someone's trying to tell you that somewhere you're sending children is not okay, and that's how you're responding to it, something's not mathing. So I don't know what she's gonna do next, but of course, let me know what you think about this down below. Do you guys think that is gonna get better? You think it's gonna get worse? Do you ever think Dr. Phil is going to give an apology? Yay or nay? Also, let me know, do you believe her now? Do you not believe her? And of course, have you done your own research? With that being said, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and of course, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, I don't know, something. Everything you need is down below. And I'm gonna see y'all next time.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.